Hi, Lillian here, health, fitness and wellness coach. Today I'm going to speak to you about sleep. Now, sleep is one of the most essential resources that our bodies need, and it's also one of the underestimated as well. It's one of those things that people tend to skimp on if they're busy or they don't have any time, they're working late, they need to get on and do things. Chances are they'll go to bed late and get up really early. Now, the consequences of this is weight gain. Lots of research has been done on this, and it's been shown that if you have less than roughly 6.5 hours of sleep each night, it causes your body to produce a lot of cortisol hormone and in turn also produce a lot of insulin. If that happens over a long period of time, your body becomes what we call insulin resistance, which means it's harder for your body to deal with the levels of sugar and glucose in your blood, and therefore that leads on to diseases like diabetes. So it's essential to make sure that you get enough sleep so that your cortisol levels stay stable and in turn your insulin levels stay stable as well. But what is enough sleep? Research again shows that on average, we should be getting anywhere between 7 to 9, maybe 8 hours of sleep each night. Now, this is not possible for most people simply because you might be caring for a child, you might be caring for an ill relative, your work pattern may involve you having to work during the night time or partly in the night and partly during the day. So, in all fairness, when do we get 8 hours sleep? When can we get to bed by 10 o'clock and wake up at 6? In today's society, it's not really realistic. So what can we do so that our bodies don't go into fat storage mode, but will still be efficient at burning fat? Most of the time when I start working with a client, it's the first thing that I ask is about the sleep pattern. How are you sleeping? How many hours are you getting each day? So that I know roughly not only how to train them, but also how to fix their food plan, advise on what foods to eat as and when. So what I'm going to share with you are 10 tips. It's going to be over 2 videos. So I'm going to share 5 today and I'm going to share 5 in the next video. And within those tips, I'll share with you how you can accommodate to your body to be able to help you if you are sleep deprived. I remember one time when I was at a function and a friend of mine was yawning a lot because she'd had little sleep during that night, and she kept saying, I need to eat something sweet. And that's simply because her cortisol and her insulin levels were surging so much, her body had gone into crisis mode basically, and the body needed to create energy for her to stay awake. Best thing for her really was for her to have something protein based and then go and get as much sleep as possible, but she wanted to stay up for the function. So that's what tends to happen. I mean, maybe you find that if you don't have enough sleep that you do crave carbohydrates or you crave something sweet to eat. Don't go for the sweet stuff, don't go for the carbs, go for something protein and then try and get as much sleep as possible. Now, for my tips. So firstly, avoid having anything caffeine based. Now, caffeine is found in chocolate, coffee, obviously, some sweets, some energy drinks. Caffeine is a stimulant, and stimulants also make sure that you are producing a lot of cortisol, which in turn triggers off the insulin as well. So try and avoid that. If you have to have something caffeine based, have it before midday. That way your body's able to then break down the caffeine and utilize it accordingly. Secondly, eat little and often. Especially when you're really tired, your body is likely to lead you to crave towards foods that are high in fat or high in sugar. So be sensible and plan what food you're going to eat that day. Make sure you have smaller meals, have them frequently every 2 to 3 hours. That way your blood sugars levels stay stable, your insulin stays stable and your cortisol stays stable as well, and it won't cause your body to produce a lot of fat. Next, try and exercise earlier in the day if possible. If you leave your exercise till later in the day, say 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, again, this will stimulate your body to produce cortisol. better off doing something more relaxing like stretching or Pilates, or going for a gentle walk if you have to do some form of exercise. Next, have a cup of tea, like a herbal tea base, something like chamomile. Fennel is great, peppermint is great. Avoid green tea because it does contain caffeine. Even though green tea is good for you, it does contain a natural form of caffeine, which again will stimulate your adrenals to produce cortisol. And that way the body won't have enough time even, to be able to deal with that cortisol before you go to sleep at night. And lastly, have a warm bath with Epsom salts, otherwise known as magnesium bath salts. Now, magnesium is known as nature's natural tranquilizer, and it really does work. Soak for about 15 to 20 minutes and you'll find yourself getting really relaxed. So that is a great way of relaxing you before you go to sleep, especially if you have trouble sleeping, and especially if you're a night worker or you fly planes as well, and you have to sleep during the daytime. Having a magnesium salt bath is great to relax you and to get you back into sleep mode. So try those tips and see how you go. Sleep really is important. Don't skimp on it. Don't take it as face value as, I can sleep anytime. It really is important for the body, and especially if you want to lose weight, make sure you get enough sleep as possible. So those are my tips for this video. Try 1, 2 and see how you go, and let me know how you get on.